council member. So they were just to see the drama, what happened in council. It provided for the nomination of some non-official members to the Central Legislative Council by Viceroy on recommendation of the Provincial Legislative Council and the Bengal Chamber of Commerce, and that of the Provincial Legislative Council by governors on the recommendation of district board, municipalities, universities, trade associations, zamindars and chambers. So like that, this was basic idea of 1892 Act. Now, Indian Council Act of 1909, again check in mind that in 1905 there was a threat of world war. It was already started. In 1905, Britishers and French came on the table. So came on the table means what? For discussion. Otherwise there was terrible enmity between Britishers and French. But now they decided to discuss their problems and solve them and unite. This union was against Prussia, that is Germany. And that's why 1909, that act, that is remarkable on the effect or say on the position in Europe that was supposed to give some great war. Position of Europe was not good at that time, political situation of Europe was not that good at that time, and therefore chances of world war, they were predicted from 1905 onwards. Now another important thing here, that in India, Congress was split out. Congress took some different mode. 1885 to 1905, Congress was dominated by people, they were having complete belief in the lawful nature of Britishers. They were called as moderate people. They were applying. Applications were there. Okay. Like that civil services examination, we call that as ICS examination at that time. So ICS examination should be there in India. And like that, demands were there from these people. Okay. But now, a group dominated by Lokmanya Tilak become active. That is called as extremist group. And then British introduced a concept that is divide and rule. So 1905, that was a remarkable year in Indian politics also. There was establishment of Muslim League, a party which was encouraged by Sir Syed Ahmad Khan from Aligarh University. He was founder of Aligarh University at that time. But his thoughts and further concepts, they were led to formation of Muslim League. To counter Muslim League, a party was established, that is Hindu Mahasabha. Initially it was Hindu Sabha, later on all over India the party established, that is called as Hindu Mahasabha. You are aware of the person named as Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya, founder of BHU, that is Banaras Hindu University. So like that, counters were started, the communal things started coming in the Indian politics, and by taking advantage of these all, that means this is all intentionally created. We can say it is political engineering at that time. And now look in the 1909, what act was passed. It considerably increased the size of legislative councils, both central and provincial. That means we have now provincial separate good council and central council is there. The number of members in central legislative council was raised from 16 to 60, 16 to 60. Okay, who is that great person who allotted this act? The name is Lord Morley. At that time the Secretary of State, that SS, and Viceroy Minto, Lord Minto, he was Viceroy of India. So these are called as Morley-Minto reforms, where number of members in central council was raised from 16 to 60. The number of members in provincial legislative councils, they were also raised, but they were not uniform. Means we can compare it with Lok Sabha and legislative council, that is Vidhan Sabha. So in India today also, Vidhan Sabha members, they are not same. All states are not having same number of members. So like that it was there. It retained official majority in the Central Legislative Council. Okay, official majority means what? The European majority, whereas non-official means Indian. They were in minority, so not at all we are in position to pass out any law in central government, because official majority, that means European majority, was maintained, but allowed the provincial legislative councils to have non-official majority. That means they deliberately started, we can say, decentralization process here. Now, it enlarged the deliberative functions of legislative council at both levels. For example, members were allowed to ask supplementary questions, move resolution on budget, and so on. That means the power which was not earlier days in your hand, they started giving that power. This is actually the result. We can say the result is of what work that was achieved by extremist people. And then 1905 onwards, armed revolutionary work was also started to great extent. As a result, government wanted to give something to you. This was a setup of dialogue, and actually this is, we can say, expressed in the letter given by freedom fighter Savarkar. But we will discuss on some other topic. We are again switching over to the part. It provided for the first time for association of Indians with the Executive Council of Viceroy and Governors. Satyendra Prasad Sinha became the first Indian to join Viceroy's Executive Council. He was appointed as law member. It introduced a system of communal representation for Muslims by accepting the concept of separate electorate. Now, this is the most important thing. Henceforth, Britishers' plan towards division of India, we can say, now sprouted out. Initially, I was saying it was only sowing of seeds, but now it is said that it is sprouted out. They started what they saw, that now sprouted out here, because Muslim League, after establishment, the members went to Viceroy and demanded that we should have a definite representation in the council, and for that purpose they introduced this concept, that is separate electorate. Under this, the Muslim members were to be elected only by Muslim voters. So this is considered as legalized communalism. That means if government is saying, we have to say it is legalized. And the father of communal electorate, that should be that Morley and Minto. They introduced this type of thing. Now you will come to know why I am saying that British rule was not here for betterment of Indians. It was for destruction of Indians. It was to sack out Indians. It was to treat Indians like a slave. But we were not able to understand that we were the slaves. Like that situation was created, is created. Because right now also I am communicating with you in English. It also provided for the separate representations of presidency, corporations, chambers of commerce, universities and zamindars. So it should go to ground level. That was the situation. We discussed about Indian Council Act of 1892. Now only 3 more laws to go. They are 1919 that is Morley-Minto reforms. Then on, Montagu-Chelmsford reform. Then we have to discuss 1935 Government of India Act, and lastly what Mountbatten Plan. According to that we got freedom. So maybe possible in next lecture we are going to finish this on. Thanks.